Are you a Dave? Would you like to stop being one? Well, too fucking bad. We're bridges, not miracle workers. But you can at least stop being called a Dave by contributing to this channel via our Patreon. That's right, for only $1 a month, if you want to be a bitch about it, you can stop being called a Dave and get early looks and sneak peeks at upcoming projects. Well, some of you. The Dollar Store patrons only get early access.
Who the fuck ordered a commercial for our Patreon?
Ha ha!
No, seriously, why are we advertising during a one-shot?
Or you can be super badasses like these guys. They help us keep the lights on, hire new editors, and let us do more projects like this one.
Who the fuck are you? And why are you here?
But that's not all. You also get full access to our Discord channel instead of the meager Dave level. And if you want to be a super mega ultra hyper dab on the haters not Dave,
You can't throw random adjectives like that together and call it a sentence.
ha ha, you wrote it.
And then I deleted it because it hurt my brain to type that crap. Seriously, how did you find it?
They get to know how it all ends and how it's connected. Don't believe me? Ask Angel. He knows the end to LHA and it will blow your mind. A lot like Snoo Snoo.
We did tell Angel, and that was the reaction.
So if you don't want to be a Dave and actually want that good shit, become a patron, and not a cheap $1 whore patron. Become a champagne patron.
We love all of our patrons just for helping out. The amount isn't what matters. Don't listen to his lies!
The link is in the description below, along with the link to our Discord. Did I mention we have a Discord? 'Cause we have a Discord. It's made of real velour.
Okay, this needs to end right now.
And who's gonna stop it, Dave? You?
You know I meant you, right?
And now back to our program. Don't forget to become a patron today.
Oh, wait.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, now you can say what it was you were gonna say.
Oh, I was just gonna say hi everyone. No, I was talking about I was gonna talk about. I'll talk about it at the end because it's more.
Okay, we have Zap Brannigan here, by the way.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hey,
Oh, hi,
okay.
Mark. How's everybody's quarantine going?
It's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, mine's
Yeah.
going. It's.
All right, so we've got a hot take, which is basically we're just gonna put all the coronavirus news that that affects like the nerdy community all together in one area, because there's just so fucking much of it. There's a bunch of con closings and some anime delays and stuff like that, so we'll see how it goes.
For anyone who was planning to go to the cons and support artists, find out if the artists have like websites and whatnot. Still support them during these times. That's all I can say.
Need to eat too.
Yeah, this is basically it affects a lot of us right now.
Yeah, it really does. So for people who work in coffee shops, people who work con-related jobs, it affects them. So this is gonna suck.
Well, I mean, never mind.
What happened?
Well, I was working in a coffee shop and it hasn't. There's some
Other-
things open.
Other places have been shutting down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's a-
some.
It's even affecting restaurants here in New York.
Yeah, man.
Restaurants and bars. Bars, like,
God damn it.
unless you're a bar that serves food, you're basically closed. Restaurants are resigned to just offering takeout.
Or if you're owned by the Irish mob, you know,
Well, there is that too.
because those fuckers aren't going anywhere. Those are some tough sons of
Don't-
bitches.
That was kind of funny. There's a lot of bars out there, and I have friends that own bars that are like I wonder if we can do takeout alcohol.
Yes, you can actually.
mean,
Yes. I mean,
I would be all right with that.
Alright.
Postmates and DoorDash does it, so.
All right, let's do. Let's do a quick roundup of all the different stuff that's going on. First off, SoccerCon, because that's coming up pretty soon.
That was
Yeah.
one.
That is canceled. However, they are. They're not issuing refunds at this time, but what they are doing is if you already bought a badge, they're rolling you over from the 2020 year into 2021, so you won't have to buy a badge next year. You're basically just going to be given one.
Okay. I also don't feel bad that like I was feeling really bad that we had to cancel our our panels and stuff.
Now you don't.
Now I don't feel bad at all. I was like, oh shit, see? Glad we skipped out. Maybe we'll go next year. Who knows?
We didn't cancel it. They canceled us.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about panels. Y'all might still need to reapply next year.
Yeah, we probably
Yeah.
will. We didn't land on
Obviously-
Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. All right.
It's
For those of you in the South, in the Tennessee area, MTAC was postponed. It wasn't actually canceled, but it was postponed. That's the Middle Tennessee Anime Convention that takes place in Nashville. So there you go.
And currently in Georgia, we have no updates.
the issue
Fucking
is some of the
flood,
cons
man.
happen later in the year, so it's just anything in March and April that are like
Mm-hmm.
no big no-nos for people right now.
Yeah.
We will see what happens though.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, it's just a very tough time for
Yeah.
folks. So, but as much as like we can talk about the cancellations in circles, I wanted to talk about some like non.
Well, yeah, but we have to talk about one more cancellation, or at least a delay.
Are we talking about the WonderCon
Nope.
or ACon?
No, neither of those. I'm not talking about cons. Anime.
Oh.
There's anime that got delayed. Demon Slayer
Yeah.
got delayed. The Demon Slayer movie has been delayed due to coronavirus. Also, I think, are they officially canceling the 2020 Olympics for Tokyo? Like, are they going to have them somewhere else now?
I don't know.
That I'm not sure.
I don't think they confirmed.
I know there was chatter about
Oh.
that, and they were concerned. And it sounded like they might delay it. I don't know.
Nothing official yet, according to Sports Illustrated.
Okie
But
dokie.
it's looking likely.
Okay. What's really funny is I heard from a couple of people in Japan, and they were saying, like, you know, how are things there? Everyone's wearing masks, but, you know, we're all good. I mean, we have more people die from mochi, from eating mochi and it getting stuck and somebody choking, than we do from the coronavirus. And I'm like, you gotta take that fucking mochi seriously, man.
For real though, man.
For real though, mochi kills. All right.
Mochi's not
but
a game.
Look, these people with their weak ass eating mochi game. You gotta get good. You gotta eat 3 pieces of mochi, swallow it whole, live, and then go again.
in Japan, Chubby Bunny is the Russian roulette.
Yeah, that's the way you gotta do.
That's the way they do. They're just crazy like that. All right. So if we're gonna move on to other stuff, I'm down. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. Okay, bam. So, let's talk about some non-coronavirus stuff, shall we? Oh, also, before I forget, we are doing a live interview tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. So for those of you in the mountain area, that will be 5 p.m. And those of you on the West Coast, that will be, or those of you in Arizona, that will be 4 p.m. And if you're in freaking Oregon, that will be 3 p.m. Always a fun time.
If you're international, use Google.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time zones for us to do.
So we're gonna be doing an interview. We're not getting interviewed. Well, maybe we will. I don't know. He could have questions for us. We're gonna be interviewing Curtis from Spaz Boys Comedy. He is a guy that got into anime a couple of years ago, and he was in his 60s when he started watching anime, and he's really enjoying it. And I've got questions for him just as a reactor, as someone who just has been getting into anime recently. And, you know, good times. And he doesn't shy away from the pervy shit. He watches High School DxD as well, guys. So, yeah, he's all about them anime titties. School is out for 6 weeks. Well, guess what that means? You get 6 more weeks after you were supposed to be done with, like, whatever it was. All right, so we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about. So you can finally see what would have happened if a phone poll hadn't killed Jason Todd. So DC went into their archives and for the first time pulled out the actual page of what it would have looked like had Jason Todd actually lived instead of died from the phone poll. For those of you that don't know, back in the late 80s, they decided to release 2 900 numbers, and that is how readers got to vote as to if Joker fails and Robin lives, or the Joker succeeds and Robin will not survive. And it ended up being pretty effing close. 72 votes are what ended the second Robin's run as Robin, in fact. Because he never came back as Robin. He came back as Red Hood when he eventually did come back. Jason Todd, anyway. But as you guys can see, yeah, that's what I think about protect. Mm-hmm. But essentially, you can kind of sort of see what they were going for with this. And it became an alternate page. Now, they have shown, like, Batman's face as he smiled. Thank God he's alive. But you never really did get to see the full image. What do you guys think?
Honestly, just seeing this image is like, with how it's good that they made both of either result happened, but with how close that it was,
yeah,
I mean, that is definitely not the best expression, I think, because I think they copied the original pose when he's looking down, like, he's alive, thank God. Like, that is the weirdest. Like, looking at it now, that is so weird looking.
Yeah, I don't like that expression on Batman.
I mean, in this scene,
that's so
I don't
wrong.
care if he has that expression, but like, I know they brought Jason Todd back much later, but it's so weird to see it.
Lazarus Pits, baby. Lazarus Pits.
Yeah, I'm holding half of, like, my nearly dead sidekick, and I'm relieved he's alive. I really like. I don't know. It's such a weird expression. I think so. But the more that I look at it, like, the fuck?
It looks like a Twitch emote.
It does. It kind of does, yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's nice to see this, and it is that 80s style kind of, it's like, oh my goodness, man. I don't miss that 80s style Batman. I really don't. Not for me. I think it got a lot better later on. Though then again, I am very, very partial to the style that I grew up with, which is Batman the Animated Series. Like, that will forever be my Batman.
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the.
I think that's the Batman for most of us.
Yeah.
At least in this panel here.
I mean, to be fair, I've liked some of the really cool shit that I've seen recently for the Batman movie that they're making. Matt Reeves' Batman, which that also took a 2-week hiatus. You know, they're taking a 2-week break, but it's not supposed to delay the film, so that's cool. But I mean, a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing from that looks really cool. Like, it's year 2 Batman, so yeah, the suit's gonna look a little cobbled together, and that's okay. And you know, the car actually looks like something that you could see somebody purchasing and souping the frick up, and I thought that was pretty cool. Alrighty. If this is it for the Batman talk.
I mean, I don't know what else to really add to it. I mean, it's cool that they brought it out and showed it.
Right.
If the other result came out. But I think the result that we got is actually way better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do too.
Now, personally, I think they could have rigged it too and just said, oh, yeah, he died. But that's just my personal opinion on that.
So, the ex-Doctor Strange director wants to make an R-rated Star Wars Hoth horror movie.
You know, if with Mandalore, I'm willing to see other people do new directions.
I just don't know if Hoth would be, I guess, the most ideal setting, in my opinion. Because
Right.
in the actual medium that we had,
There's
prior
plenty
to-
of places to do a horror style kind of Star
there's
Wars.
plenty as well of
Well,
like actual,
Korriban, freaking, oh god, you could
But,
do
you know,
one with Dagobah, for
Yeah,
God's
but-
sake.
True. But to most people, Hoth has a little bit of that horror edge because of what happened to Luke.
Nah, that
Yeah,
didn't
but
seem like horror. That just seemed like
Yeah,
nature.
It
Like-
it had I'm saying it, like Ice Planet has always been kind of a horror thing. I can see why he's doing Hoth. Like if he was to make a series of horror
Well,
movies in this,
I mean, if you take a look at his tweet here, he said, "I didn't pitch this. I was asked at dinner last night by Joel McHale's kid what Star Wars movie I would make, and my answer was an R-rated Hoth movie in the vein of The Thing, but that will never happen." And I'm like, yeah, there you go, man, dude. I like the idea of a Star Wars horror. I absolutely love that idea. I think
Yeah.
that would also make a kick-ass video game. I'm just saying. Also, there seems to be a lot of reshuffling going on at Disney Lucasfilm stuff right now. From what I've been able to understand so far, what's her name? The girl in charge, or at least the girl that used to be in charge, is no longer in charge of making decisions anymore. Now that the new Bob has taken over, Kathleen Kennedy, she's no longer the creative director in charge of Star Wars. Apparently, it sounds like that's either getting passed to Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau, one of those two. And there are books coming out. Like the Rise of Skywalker novel came out, and it's retconning a lot of stuff from the movies and fixing things. Like, they've officially stated that the Palpatine that is in the movie is in fact a clone,
Yeah.
and that Snoke was a failed clone of Palpatine, and that Rey's father was also a clone.
a
Yeah.
clone of Palpatine.
Yep.
So is
There's
So that
multiple
makes
clones going on.
Because Shreve never really had any committed partners that he took on. So.
Yeah. And to put it out there again, they did also state that there's some other corrections that are going on with Luke that they're fixing, and word right now is that Luke Skywalker is going to play a mild part in season 2 of The Mandalorian. They've already greenlit season 3. And they're saying, and the way that they're talking about it, they want Luke to be a big part of season 2, or season 3. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Well, it's
So
like
does
if you're
that-
looking for a Jedi, Luke basically is the Bill.
yeah. So it's gonna be. Do you think? I don't think they're gonna get rid of the child.
No, they're
No,
not. They're not getting rid of
no.
Baby Yoda, but incorporating Luke. It looks like they're looking to cast someone to play a younger version of Luke.
Pretty good.
Clearly, they can't do Mark Hamill right now. But but it sounds like that sounds interesting with dismembered limbs by lightsaber. I mean, there's some really interesting. Let's get back to the original topic of like a Star Wars horror. You guys, who needs a bit more time to think about like if you could do a Star Wars horror, you know,
Oh,
who needs
I
more
already
time?
know what I would do.
Go for it, Walker. You're up to bat.
So the one that I would pitch, because it was my first introduction with like Star Wars as a horror genre, were two forms of media I ingested. One was I was browsing through Barnes & Noble and I saw there was actually a novel that had been released set in the Imperial era about a group of stormtroopers who gets called out to a starship freighter that like had a distress signal.
Death
Imperial one.
Troopers.
Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, it's Star Wars with zombies, but the thing is,
So good.
how they're getting turned into zombies is by a sentient type of plant that is force sensitive, that has been imbued with the dark side. Like, it sounds so
cool.
it sounds so stupid when you just say it like that, but when you actually read it and you get the context behind it, and there's a prequel to this where this
Yeah.
where it originally happens on a Sith planet, and Sith and Jedi get infected by this thing and turned into basically strong-ass force-wielding lightsaber-toting zombies. Fuck, was that cool?
The other one that I
That
would
sounds
use
amazing.
is actually from the video game Republic Commando. One of the earlier levels in Geonosis, I remember you're going through the caves and you get like fucking swarmed.
Oh yeah, dude.
That would be another one I'd use. It's just like I feel like a clone or stormtrooper setting would be the best setting for a Star Wars horror movie.
I honestly think that a non-force sensitive main character would have to be what is taking front and center. And the Death Troopers one that you were talking about, guys, the reason why it's so cool is because you've got Han and Chewie trying to running through this Star Destroyer trying to survive these stormtrooper zombies. Fuck,
Yeah.
it was awesome. It was so cool
Wasn't
because
it, like, young Han? It was young.
it
Han
was
and
young.
Chewie.
It was Han and Chewie before they met with everybody on Tatooine too. Yeah.
That would actually be interesting since they had the Solo movie. That
Yeah.
released. That would actually
Yeah.
be. I'd like to see that. That would I'm down for a Death Troopers.
I am down for that. That would be super sick.
That does sound very promising.
That would, you know what? I think that would seriously redeem, what's his name as Han Solo. Because I don't think he did a bad job as Han Solo. I don't think
I
the
don't
Han
know.
Solo movie was all that terrible. It wasn't great, but let's be honest, none of the stuff that Disney has put out movie-wise has been great. It's been either good or okay. Or, I mean, some people would just straight out say bad. In my personal opinion, I think it was okay. Episode 8 and Episode 9 were okay. You know, they were passable as movies. Just as movies. Episode 7 was a good movie. As Star Wars films, they fell flat.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot more stuff going on. It's really cool.
I will say this. the only things that really drew me to the newer movies, I guess, would just be everything that happened in the background was more interesting to me than the plot, because like that scene where they go in the new movie to that festival, fuck, dude, that felt good.
There's a lot more dialogue in the novel as well with Luke. Like Luke has a lot more to do and to say in the novel. So it's like, because a lot of the things that Kathleen Kennedy cut out of the movie ended up in the novel.
Yeah.
And like it's like, and from what I've heard from people who have read the novel, got early copies of the novel and were reading it and are reviewing it, they're like, this wouldn't have fixed the movie, but it would have made it a better movie.
Yo, I just thought of another good one.
Okay.
Now this one would bring something out of the expanded universe. In Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, or Star Wars The Old Republic, the online MMO, there is actually a story arc centered around a cabal of Sith that their entire goal and aim is to spread as much mass terror as humanly possible. That leads to like absolute hysteria, panic, like just fun little bits of small horror
that sparks.
That is called, they're like the Dreadlords. And
that sparks an idea with me, but I don't want to just go right next. Does anybody else have one in their mind for a Star Wars horror? It doesn't have to involve Force sensitives or Jedi.
I think the issue is like the thing would have to be for, like, I'm gonna say Death Troopers is probably the best way of doing it, just because if you do the stereotypical zombies in Star Wars, if you do like a Parasite or something, it's relatively like pretty standard and not really unique.
I just realized why Death Troopers gets a tone with me. It's kind of like
zombies in space.
Yeah. Speaking of which, someone actually donated a super chat to us.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Nate.
wow. Nate, pair character doing a Shaka sign with his hand saying cool. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. We appreciate it.
Sorry, I realize I've ranted on horror. Does anyone else have anything they want to go?
No, honestly, I think you guys covered it. I think honestly,
no, I've got an idea. Calvin, what about you? You got any ideas?
I am not well versed in the Star Wars lore to be really bring something to the table, so I will abstain for.
All right, guys. So peep this, right? Say there is a temple of where Sith are performing these bizarre like rituals and dismembering people and like kind of like really gross rituals and stuff, right? And they've captured these civilians or whatnot, and our main character is one civilian that is trying to escape. The whole thing is he's trying to escape from like these 3 Sith, right? And this would be like back in the old days of the Republic, right? So
I mean, you could also have it be a modern one with the Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors would be interesting, but the Inquisitors more hunt down Jedi.
Yeah, the Inquisitors
it's
specifically are after Jedi.
The old days, like Sith, like pre Darth Bane and stuff like that, they were like,
yeah,
it was like crazy rituals.
It was like medieval times.
Yeah, it was kind of like what everybody claimed all the witches were doing during Salem, but if it were actually real.
Yeah, but this time they're Force sensitive and they actually have lightsabers. But yeah, it's we follow this guy as he's trying to escape from this hellhole and get out and warn the Republic about what's happening. And you follow him. He's got so many close calls. Like, shit is really intense because this guy is not Force sensitive. I want that to be the thing. Like, this guy, like, it's so much more intense when you have a non-Force sensitive and he has to try and escape from Force sensitive people. Like, really in like messed up, insane, force sensitive people. And if we do it like that, it has to end with the guy dying.
I would be fine with this. One thing as well, if we're talking about this triumvirate of Sith, I feel like one of them should be mute and like wear like a mask or something, be like faceless, just because the idea of this person just like trying to hide and creeping through in this like faceless thing hunting them that has like you can't tell what their motivation is, you don't know anything, just that level of like primal fear would be fucking fantastic.
I like the idea that they're all hunting him because like he's like their special one or whatever, so they're all hunting him down. So he has to not only make his way out of this horrific like temple, this bizarre occultic like temple of horror and terror, he has to make his way out while being hunted down by these 3 individual Sith lords. But yeah, he has to, once he gets out, he has to continue to survive. And let's face it, the Sith don't put up temples on nice planets.
Dude, I just thought of the perfect setting for it too. Yavin 4.
I was gonna say, is it the
Like
Exar
old
Kun
Republic
temples?
Yavin.
Yeah.
Yes, but pre-Exar Kun.
Pre-Exar Kun, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, back when it was run by the Masasi. So, yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
Gotcha. All right, guys.
Oh,
Well.
I thought of another good one.
Oh.
New Republic era archaeological team going to Korriban. Sith Ghost is the antagonist.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, we're gonna
Now on other
move. Now we're gonna move away from Star Wars and over to Overwatch. So, the lead writer of Overwatch leaves Blizzard after 20 years. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I had no idea Overwatch had writing, like story-wise.
Oh, it did. It's just they never used it.
Wow.
Like,
Huh.
Now I know their trailers and stuff had like stories that they were telling. And honestly, if they just made like a fucking Overwatch movie, it would be glorious.
well, I mean, they had a few of the short stories if you read it, and it like legit.
And didn't they say they were gonna have a story mode in Overwatch 2? So the guys leaving when they finally decide to do a story mode? That seems a little suspect. Either they're not doing a story mode in 2, or now that there is a story mode, they're just like, oh yeah, we're not gonna use all the ideas that this guy made for all of us. It kind of seems a little suspect. I'm not gonna be kind about this, and I'm not exactly the happiest person with Blizzard nowadays either.
Well, I never played Overwatch, so I'm
Well, Activision
I don't
Blizzard
get
has
that
not. Blizzard has not been in the kindest of lights recently. Is what I'm
I've
saying.
been avoiding them.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think this is just, somebody just leaving after a long time, or is this like, do you think something shady might have happened? Like, I mean, all we can do is kind of guess as to it.
All I can say is maybe he was just tired of the circumstance that the company was going in, so he finally left.
Too bad more players can't do the same. You take the money away and then they fucking learn their lesson. That's all I'm saying, man. Okay, so Overwatch lead writer Michael Chu is leaving Blizzard. Chu announced his departure on Wednesday after 20 years with the studio. He was a major contributor to Overwatch's lore and ongoing story outside of the game. His writing credits at Blizzard include Diablo 3, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and the in-development Overwatch 2. Chu penned original stories for many of Overwatch's characters and fleshed out the universe through comics and short fiction pieces. He was a prominent team member at events like BlizzCon, where Chu appeared on panels related to Overwatch's story and development. 2 of Chu's stories, the Anna short fiction piece Bastet and Tracer comic Reflections, received a great amount of attention for revealing Soldier 76 and Tracer's respective sexual identities. Overwatch has been a life-changing experience, Chu wrote on his personal website. I've always felt that games and the stories they tell have a unique ability to bring people closer together. and that empathy you feel from stepping into someone else's shoes when virtually, even virtually, can bridge the gap between miles, cultures, and nations. I'm not going to read the rest of his quote, but essentially, you get the gist. Um, Maybe he's leaving on amicable terms. I'd like to think that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the specs for the Xbox One X, Xbox Series X or whatever it is, came out today. So
Oh, those came out.
yeah, that was trending today.
Anything notable,
Mm,
or any particular reason I should care?
I don't know. I don't really. It's all Greek to me. Like when you start talking about like specs on a gaming platform, I'm like, bro, I don't even know what 4K is at this point. I'm just like, okay, yeah, man. I know the difference between 720 and 1080p, and that took me a while. Now you're expecting me to understand the difference between 4 and 8K? Look, guys, I don't notice a difference. I'm sorry.
Basically, 4K is just it's basically 1080p times 2 essentially.
Okay, well,
Just take a 1080p screen and put four of them together in a box. That's 4K.
bro, I got an old 2012 TV. I'm not even ready for that.
Honestly, I really don't feel a need for us to to have 4K. Like, I mean, honestly, 1080p is really all you need. Like, after after that, the human eye is not really able to perceive much of anything past that.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
It's basically a cash grab and just a reason to like piss away more hard drive space and bandwidth.
So I'm just
Just
really
'cause you
glad.
can doesn't mean you should.
Right. I'm really glad that I did not go out and try and get a 4K TV.
Don't bother.
I did. I wanted it. I needed a new TV though.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna need a new TV soon.
I mean, if it's affordable, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
why not?
Oh yeah, it was like
Because at this point, yeah, 4K TVs are like you can get them on really on the cheap now.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So moving on to our next topic. Rumor is that Sony seeks to buy Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid, and Silent Hill from Konami. I'm one of those people. I'm on board with the please do.
Honestly, if they do, they could work with Kojima. Like, they have a good relationship with Kojima because of Death Stranding.
Yeah. I would say please do because I want Kojima to get his hands back on Silent Hill.
Okay,
So then-
when you put it in those terms, I can get on board with that.
Also, if you give Metal Gear back to Kojima and let him do it his way. Though I'm also kind of interested in what Kojima would have to say about Castlevania.
I would like them to bring the original creator back.
That would be cool. I mean, at least I think Kojima could do a really good job of just doing level design, of just writing up some basic level design. He's got a good aesthetic for horror, clearly from PT. Which, by the way, it sounds like PT is going to be coming back to the PlayStation. At least the trailer, the PT, the playable trailer, might come back to PlayStation Store. Japan,
If they
Sony's
do it,
trying.
yeah.
No, it seems like Sony's trying to put it up there because they want to make money off of it again. And I'm like,
yeah.
during a quarantine, good time to do it, bro. Gamers will do it.
Oh yeah.
So they want to. The rumor is they want to remake Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid's SS just ideologically after the fifth path is suitable. Kojima is involved. PS5 exclusive. Silent Hill X. Keiichiro Toyama. Sony Gravity Rush. Siren. Silent Hill 1. X Masahiro Ito. Soft reboot. PS5 exclusive. Maybe Ikumi Nakamura involved. She's with SIE now. Oh, nice. Yeah, Ikumi Nakamura would be really, really good. She's the chick from E3 that was introducing that spooky game, Ghostwire, I think it was. But she's no longer with them. But I'm like, I follow her on Twitter because she's super adorable. And she's got some interesting tweets and stuff that she's putting out. But I mean, if this rumor turns out to be true, I'd like that. Like, I have nothing against this. I'd love to see, especially Silent Hill, Metal Gear. That could be an interesting thing. But like, Silent Hill definitely. And they're like, if you can do it right, and update it really nicely, Castlevania would be good. I mean, shit, I'm in love with Ori, clearly. So I like Metroidvania style games, and of course it's called Metroidvania because it's named partially after Castlevania, which set the tone for that. So I'd be really interested, especially if you're how much more story are you adding to it? Because the original Castlevania, like, if you're remaking it or if you're rebooting it from the beginning, you can infuse a lot more story now than when you could with the original NES. So, I'm kind of curious. I mean, none of this is official. We're just kind of guessing at stuff. But, like, let us know what you guys think down in the comments, man. Okay. The last thing was the thing that I saw because of Philip DeFranco. How Pokemon is dubbed from Japanese to English. Vanity Fair did this thing where they interviewed the voice actress for Ash, who also happens to be Ash's mom's voice as well. So just the whole frickin' Ketchum family with their creepy Mr. Mime.
Fun fact, Sarah Natoceni and I both went to the same high school around the same time. And I'm wondering if we've ever crossed paths. Because on Facebook, like, we share a crap load of common friends.
That's funny. Maybe we'll get her on. The voice of Satoshi, aka Ash Ketchum. Never played Silent Hill or Castlevania. I haven't played Castlevania. I'm gonna go ahead and admit that. I know some people are gonna be like, gasp. But I never played any of the Castlevania games. But I did play the first Silent Hill. But I missed a thing, and because of that I couldn't beat the boss at the end because I didn't have, like, whatever goop or liquid I was supposed to pour on her. And I'm like, well, how are you going to let me go through the rest of the game without picking that stuff up? It just seems silly to me, but okay. I do think that, if nothing else, the first episode needs an update. The first Silent Hill definitely needs an update. Not necessarily a remake, but an update. So that was... Mr. Mime is actually the corrupted human soul of Ash's father. Hashtag Big Woke. What? I don't believe this. I feel like you're lying to me. Let me guess. Ash is going to wake up from a coma very soon, right? Never been here before. Evening, Christian. We're talking about, well, anime and stuff, clearly. Did you guys watch this video? Any of you see it?
Did not get a chance to, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
I did not know.
Yeah, I was talking to you guys, not the chat.
Oh, I did finish up on season 3 of it, so I'm all caught
No,
up.
not hey, no, not that.
Sorry.
We're not talking about
Oh.
Castlevania.
Oh.
We're talking about the video of voice actors for Ash.
I have not. I really should watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, just from a technical standpoint, how they do all the different things and stuff. Definitely does not. It definitely shows how unglamorous dubbing anime really is. I mean, yeah, man. All right, so
What's been kind of interesting is how Vanity Fair has been putting a spotlight on a lot of different voice actors within the last few months.
yeah, that's super
Between Sarah Natochenny, Patrick Warburton,
Oh, yeah.
Phil Lamar.
Oh.
Phil Lamar's video was really fun
cool.
to watch.
Patrick Warburton, you say? Squeak, squeakerton, squeakity, squeak. Yeah, I fucking love
Squeaky,
Patrick.
squeak, squeaker.
Squeaky, squeak, squeaker. Hey, watch your language. All right. Lastly, we're going to talk a little bit more about video games and how video games are picking up from this. So, holy crap, guys. Animal Crossing New Horizon is a much-needed escape from everything. That's right. Animal Crossing's coming out. For those of you that play it, I haven't played it. I don't understand what the hype is, but maybe one day I will. But Animal Crossing, you know that's going to kill because everybody's quarantined and then Animal Crossing comes out.
Unless they got it digitally.
Yeah, unless they got it digitally and then they already have it now. Is that how it's going?
No, it's one of those games that once it becomes available Friday, if you can already download it, it just unlocks Friday night.
Jesus.
Well, not Friday night, Friday morning, late Thursday.
Gotcha.
You can just literally start playing at midnight.
Wow. Okay, so, oh boy, Doom, New Horizons, Decaf said. So, yeah, we're going to talk about Doom, we're going to talk about Ori a little bit, and we're going to talk about, of course, we're going to talk about Animal Crossing. And you said the demo for RE3 is dropping this week, too. Right, Phil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the new Doom is dropping. Honestly, it's been funny watching Twitter with both Animal Crossing and Doom getting along so well and supporting each other. Just the memes, too, have been fantastic. Fucking Isabel goes to GameStop. Can I get a copy of Doom Eternal? Fucking Doom guy shows up. I want a copy of Animal Crossing.
Gamers unite! I love that. Okay, so and you said that Resident Evil 3 is dropping a demo this week?
This week, on the 19th, they are dropping a demo for 3. At the end of the month, they are dropping a demo for the multiplayer mode.
He said, Rick showed up. Anyone want to talk about seasonal anime? There was anime this season? Were they any good?
I've been watching I maxed my defense out.
I haven't seen that. The only one that's really caught my eye, and I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to binge right through it, is the one about a golem and a human, and like
Somali in the Forest Spirit.
Yes. Oh, I've watched like 2 episodes of that, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so fucking good. This has got like Ghibli vibes to it, as far as like just the overall theme of it gives me Ghibli vibes, and I'm like, I fucking want to watch all of that at once. I can't handle that on an episodic basis. I finally sat down and watched Made in the Abyss. And I'm like, fuck, where is season 2? You know? Huh?
See, I'm on like.
I said, didn't you weep as much as I did?
I fucking love that. I fucking love that show. I loved it. It was so good, so interesting.
Yes, Jared, good boy. That is a good anime.
My favorite one who does Sabrina's voice. Okay.
Sorry, it's the next one.
Mari Masta Iruma-kun. Okay.
Yeah. Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. So
oh yeah, I've seen clips for that. I want to watch that. Like a lot of it is. There's not. I mean, the sad fact is there's not a lot of anime that I'm watching right now that makes me want to watch it on a weekly basis. It's mostly me waiting for them to end. Essentially, the only 2 series that I'm watching are continuations. So the only ones I'm watching episodically, I'm watching season 4 of Haikyuu and season 4 of My Hero, and that's it.
You know what I really want back in the winter season?
But part of that, I think, has to do with the fact that I'm streaming gaming content more.
I want.
I know what I would like in the winter season.
What?
I want more. I want more Doctor Stone right now.
I mean, yes.
Well, here's the thing: you're not gonna get Doctor Stone in the winter season. You're gonna get it in the summer season. Doctor Stone season 2 is set to drop in June.
Oh, thank. Well, I'm gonna say fall now.
I mean, it was set to drop in June and July,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's gonna take that big of a hit, dude. Like, it was pretty
Alright.
far along.
Although it would be interesting if, well, no, because they all got turned to stone before.
But what's happening right now is the Stone Wars. That's what we're getting into, and like, oh my god, going by the manga, the Stone War is not going to last very long in the actual anime because they move through the manga. Like, the first season moved through stuff real fast. So I'm expecting them to end not with the war. I'm expecting the war to be over about halfway through, bro.
Well, I should hope so.
I don't want to go into spoiler for the people that don't read the manga, but I'm like,
All I can
the
say
war
is
the war is not the big deal. The shit that happens after the war is what's fucking
Yeah.
huge.
And the scientific advancements leading up in the early stages of the war are
The early stages of the war and the scientific advancements that happen after the war. For fuck's sake, you saw them build. He says cell phone. It's basically a Sengar, but
it's a long distance radio.
it's a radio. But manga is now going worldwide. Yeah. Hint, hint. But like, bro, Jared, no spoilers at all. I get what you mean. They get what you mean when they with the people that are current with the manga. But don't do that, man. Don't.
we're trying
Stop.
to be good and not say anything.
Yeah.
How dare?
Bad Jared.
Now, do you think they will do the spin-off for Doctor Stone, the spin-off manga?
Uh,
of this season?
I don't think so. But yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't know. My Hero's in an interesting place in the manga too. I could talk about the manga for days, but I don't want to spoil it for people, you know.
All
Like, One Piece was really good. My Hero was really good. Doctor Stone was okay because it was just continuing on with where they were. So, like, nothing major happened development-wise. Surprisingly, Samurai 8 was really good this week. And Demon Slayer has been good consecutively for fucking weeks. Because, Jesus Christ,
We can't talk about
we
it.
get the Infinity Train, but that's nothing compared to what's happening in the manga right now. We're riding the fucking hype train, ladies and gentlemen.
oh my god, yes.
Holy shit, the amount of hype that's going on. Like, you have never seen anything like this, and there's some really good shit that happens in the manga, and like, it's been amazing, and then you get to this arc, and this arc just blows all of that shit out of the water. It's like, dear God. It's like, it gets worse. No. I'm thinking about the fucking the toast episode, the bread. I teleported bread from TFS. Team Fortress. Oh my god. All right. But yeah, man, there's a lot of TF2. Sorry. I teleported bread. I fucking love that, man. This is a bucket. No, it gets worse. Dear God, I fucking love that dude. But yeah, so there's a lot of really good gaming news coming out for people who are busy being quarantined. And guys, don't forget that just because you have some elderly peeps with you, don't forget to show them love by giving them access to your Switch so that they can play Animal Crossing as well. Old people would be able to get into Animal Crossing. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to put them on Friday the 13th. The game, that would be mean. That glitchy ass mess would be far too mean. Also, really quickly, I must apologize to Ilphonic and Gun Media. I did not actually participate in the double XP weekend. My bad. But any other games that you guys are like thinking about, like, oh shit, I should definitely play this while, you know, we're in the middle of this quarantine pandemic shit?
Oh yeah.
Like, at the very least, we've got new Destiny content. That's really helped. Ori and the Will of the Wisps came out, so the fans of Metroidvania, and guys, if you haven't played the first Ori, go play the first Ori. It's ungodly beautiful.
Confirmed.
Your grandma is interested in Doom Eternal? Fuck yeah, dude, Stevens!
Really?
Fuck yeah, Stevens! That's amazing! Your grandma is the fucking shit, sir, and you can tell her I said that. Though, if you need to censor my words, I understand.
Grandma's down to frag. I'm with it.
Tactical yeets!
Oh god.
I miss throwing tactical yeets.
DTF down to frag.
Down to frag. Oh, also in the chat, can we get like some what should we use for this, Fel? What would be appropriate for what would be appropriate, you think, to post if they are in approval of Calvin getting GTFO and playing with us? What do you think would be an appropriate thing that we should ask chat to say? I know.
I actually don't know. I actually have to think about it. 'Cause I legit.
It'd be easier if I just said type GTFO in all caps if you want Calvin to play the game with us.
Yeah, basically.
So just type GTFO in all caps if you want Calvin to play with us.
Hashtag GTFO, please.
Hashtag GTFO. So we'll see what happens with chat once it catches up. See if there's one. There's a guy named Peekaboo. He's playing Friday the 13th. Blue Gamer said one. Blue Gamer said GTFO. He wants you to play, Calvin. You're a
Okay.
bad child. Always give video game gifts in advance if they ask. GTFO. There's two. How much? Alright, you'd have to ask Rick. I don't remember. How much? Why do you torment me? No, Rick, how much was GTFO? Because what we're playing is actually the early access. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's 4. Jared said hashtag GTFO 3 times in his comment. Rick just goes, why do you
Okay.
torment me? And I'm like, what? It's $35 for GTFO.
35? Okay.
Yeah, it's not overly expensive. Wraith goes GTF ? And it's all lowercase. So apparently he does not want you to play the game. Wraith does not want you to play the game. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if one of you could feel I do what I want, says Wraith. Yeah, that's why I set you on fire, because I do what I want. Are we playing? Wraith wants to know, are we playing? Well, perhaps. So here's the real question. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the real question. Who is willing to send Fel $10 so he can get the new content for Destiny 2? Maybe if he gets the new content, they'll let him actually fast travel to places.
I think that is stupid. No.
I don't think
No.
I don't think that's the reason why you weren't able to fast travel to us.
I still think it's dumb though. That I did that.
Oh, that reminds me. Today I didn't stream it, but today I did actually finally play the next one, which is the one that's on the moon. I did not locate where the bunker was on the moon, but I have located where it is on Io. Ooh, you guys should play online Chinese checkers. Best multiplayer game. Online Chinese checkers. Decaf, I'm not 100% sure if I'm down with that. Alright, guys. We have been here for an hour. It's been a pretty cool stream. An hour and 2 minutes. It was kind of chill, but you know what? That's a quarantine stream. It's pretty chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm cool with that.
I am cool with that. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, this was also my first full anime and stuff.
Yeah, it is. Your very first one. We gotta get... Sorry about that. It's your very first one. We gotta get a... by the way, we've gotta get some kind of image for you that we can put below with Walker, Eva, Fell, and my icons.
We need a more unified.
Nah, it's actually more us to not be unified.
Okay.
It's more in line with our personalities to not have uniformity. Nah, watch paint
It's
dry
funny
is
'cause it's true.
revolutionary. What? Image not found.
My icon should be a broken JPEG image.
A broken JPEG.
The broken JPEG icon.
Just a screenshot of 404. Have you seen this child? Oh my god. Okay, that can be taken two ways. It's either have you seen this child or have you seen this child? It's like, okay, well, I mean, it could be either or. It could be either or. You don't know. So, hi guys. How is everybody doing? Apparently, Calvin, they want you to get GTFO.
Oh, really? They do.
Yeah, they really do.
Not gonna lie, I've watched you guys play a couple of times. I do want to get it.
You are intrigued.
I am intrigued.
You have my
See,
attention.
I think it's nice when you have a nice group.
Calvin's image is a mask. What mask?
No, do we just need an image of Zap Brannigan?
Zap Brannigan face. Can't wait to buy all of your friends' furniture. Wait, why? Wait. Oh, good night. Good lord. Did you mean hi? No, I meant hi. The Mask. Oh my god, the mask from The Mask? Loki's mask from The Mask? Grab anything that isn't nailed down. What was the thing Phil needed $10 for? Destiny's new content. The new season of the Worthy. That's what he needed the $10 for. Blood Raven style. Oh dear lord. If you would like to send Calvin $35 so he can get GTFO. Oh man, that's gonna be great. Really, that way we have backup if Carson doesn't show, because you know Carson's always like never showing up for what the hell. Even when we invite him, he's like, "Yeah, man," and then 2 days before he goes and does something that like destroys his sleep schedule or something, and then he no longer joins us, even though he's awake. He could have. 10 for fat dong stuff, if you know what I mean. Wait, what? I can send him an IOU. Steven says he can send you an IOU. Do the thing with the thing that's down there. Links in descriptions. Oh no. But yeah, guys, if you want to support us, you can do so in the link in the description down below. Goodness gracious. We will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time. Whatever time that is for you, please look it up. But we'll be back around 7. We'll be hanging out with Curtis from Spaz Boys Comedy, and we'll be chatting with him about anime, games, reacting, abridged content, all the fun, crazy stuff. But until then, we're saying good night, And make sure to all stay in your rooms and game or watch. Just basically be on the internet and enjoy being an introvert. Because it's just another day, right?
Exactly.
So signing off from our crew, we're going to do our little shout outs. Calvin, since you're the new one, we'll start with you. If you got anything you want to plug, go for it.
I'm gonna plug my radio show.
Go
I have
for
a
it.
radio show.
It's tomorrow too.
I do it every Tuesday night, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's called Lush Vibes Radio. I play music, and it's super chill, and it's a good-ass time. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time, radiofreebrooklyn.org.
Yep, and if it wasn't for copyright blocks, I'd be listening to it on all of my late night streams on Tuesday. But my last video got blocked because they don't. YouTube hates Prince.
Like, if what I can what I can do is, like, if you live stream it, I'll give you a heads up if I know I'm going to be playing any major label artists, and
wow.
I'll give you a heads up, like, now's the time to mute.
Now is the time to mute. Okay. Walker, plug away, sir.
As always, you can find me on Twitter at WalkManiaXE, and on YouTube at WalkManiaXE. I do D&D on my main channel, which you all should know if you tune into Dungeons and Demon Slayers on this channel.
Hell yeah, we'll be
Which
back.
will be
Well,
next
actually, it's the gaming channel, Fat Dog Gaming now.
Oh, the gaming channel.
Yeah, yeah.
On the that he said.
Which, by the way, we now had to move everything that isn't anime and stuff that is our streaming content over to that channel. So if you are wondering where all of our streaming content went, please make sure to check out Fat Dog Gaming.
Yes. Additionally, I play in 2 campaigns right now. One of them's hosted on my channel. The other one is on Eve's channel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Twitch.tv/LatinFire.
I play a tiefling boy with a very long and fun name that I get to say anytime I get the chance.
Dear Lord.
But I won't say it here.
Edward Long Tiberuski the Fourth.
I mean, if you... I can... Okay.
Alright,
I
Fel.
can go off with it.
Well, obviously, you can follow me on Twitter at FeldVA, where I do post some nerdy stuff. I do follow a lot of stuff. Also, if you guys have not seen it, we were finally able to post our Christmas special
Yeah!
on YouTube. Now, I've been seeing a lot of comments of, like, this isn't April. It's because we would have posted it on Christmas Day.
If
But
YouTube
yeah.
hadn't been jackasses about it.
Yeah. So,
Hey,
give
we
that a
posted
watch
on
if you
Christmas
haven't.
Day on Vlaire.
Oh my god, I already like... Have you seen the number of likes for it?
Yeah, it's been hilarious.
It's 666, everyone.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
I want to go ahead. I just want to go ahead and point out that overall, it's been held as a very positive thing, and they're like, "What an original take on doing another abridged series." Is literally you have your characters from your current abridged series playing a D&D session that is another abridged series. And they're like, "That's fucking original," and I'm like, "Yeah," which means we're gonna abuse the shit out of that formula every Christmas.
And how?
And how? Some of the crew already knows what I'm talking about. We've figured out what the next anime we're gonna turn into a D&D campaign is gonna be, and God, is it gonna be glorious. So yeah, there we go. All right. Is that it, Phil?
Yeah, that's really all my plugs.
Oh, that's all you wanted to plug? Okay. Hi guys, I'm Richie Roberts. You can follow me at Like Zoinks Gaming here on YouTube. I stream a lot of video games recently, but then I go on hiatus for like a little while. It could be a week, it could be 3 weeks, but I go on hiatus, man. I go on hiatus. And I'm not doing it on purpose, but my ADHD ass can't remember everything. Good news, on other updates for Fat Dog. Slime 3 is out if you have not seen it. It is up on Vlare. We do have a video up on the channel that links to that Vlare episode. And we just finished all the recorded lines for episode 4 of Slime, which we will now be working on this week, and hopefully by next week getting everything ready to get edited, getting the episode edited and good to go, so that we can start putting all the sound design into it the beginning of next month and have it out pretty soon. So we're trying to get episode 4 of Slime out by next month, and it's moving along, man. Like, episode 4 has been a lot of fun. For everybody that's like, oh man, they're sticking with the source material too much, this isn't a bridge, this is a fan dub, wait for episode 4, because that's the script that we wrote after episode 1 hit, and everybody was like, oh, you just kind of like copying the original story. And I was like, well, this script is basically our FU to the people that said that.
The difficulty, and I'll honestly step up and defend. Try abridging the first couple episodes of Slime without.
Right? Without going... all right, here's what I'm saying. Try abridging the first couple episodes of Slime, following the general basic outline of those episodes, because you're trying to make it abridged, not a mint. A mint is what Purple Eyes made. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Later.